If it's anyone's fault, it's your fault. Yeah, you in the back, by Win McNamee, Getty Images. If you've taken even a cursory glance at the internet, or the TV, or a newspaper since Donald Trump was elected, you know that for someone in his position, the ex-real estate developer is abnormally obsessed with the stock market. At one point, he was taking credit for equities having a good trading session every 35 hours, doing victory laps whenever the Dow closed up a couple hundred points, and claiming, like the pathological maniac he is, that if Hillary Clinton had been elected president, stocks would be down 50%. Analysis he obtained from equity research firm Pulled Out of My Ass, LLC. So the fact that his ongoing trade skirmishes have not been received favorably by Wall Street is clearly both surprising and upsetting to Tariff Man, who continues to insist that slapping other countries with punitive measures that Americans pay for is a good thing. But rather than, say, calling off his self-defeating battle with China, Trump decided over the weekend to take a different tack in an effort to soothe investor fears about a protracted trade war. Lie through his caps about striking an incredible deal with Beijing, a maneuver he clearly believed the market would thank him for, with a rally the likes of which Wall Street had never seen. Instead, once it became clear the president was full of it, stocks dropped precipitously, with the Dow ending the week down, having wiped out its gains for the year. And for the life of him, President Buy and Sell can't figure out why. As the stock market churned this week, President Trump anxiously called advisors both inside and outside the White House looking for validation that his talks with China were not driving the sell-off. Fresh off what he described as a historic weekend meeting with China's President Xi Jinping, Mr. Trump has questioned why the markets weren't reacting more positively to the news of his potential breakthrough with Beijing. Yes, what a mystery. Apparently everyone realizing it wasn't a breakthrough at all. J.P. Morgan described Trump's claims as, if not completely fabricated then grossly exaggerated with reality, is an explanation the president never considered. Luckily, though he may never figure out why the market didn't reward him for lying about a supposed deal like his kids lie about condo sales, Trump can sleep easy knowing exactly who to blame for the fact that the S are on pace for their worst quarter in 7 years. In consulting with advisors, he remained convinced that the volatility wasn't his own doing, but rather, the product of the Federal Reserve's plan to raise the benchmark interest rate. As a reminder, the Federal Reserve is currently run by Jerome Powell, Trump's hand-picked Fed chair whom he fired Janet Yellen to hire. Powell has long been known to favor higher interest rates, and experts say the Fed is doing exactly what it should be doing, which is to prevent overheating and boom-bust type conditions in the future. Last week, Trump fumed to the Washington Post that the Fed is way off base with what they're doing, and that he, a four-time bankruptcy declarer who had to be bailed out on numerous occasions by his father, has more knowledge of monetary policy in his gut than the entire central bank. If you would like to receive the Levin Report in your inbox daily, click here to subscribe. Thanks to tariffs, the Treasury Department is collecting billions from U.S. companies. That's right, sticking it to China like Tariff Man said we would. Per the Wall Street Journal, American companies that import products are paying record amounts in customs duties as more tariffs imposed by the Trump administration take effect. Tariff collections topped $5 billion in October, according to data from the Treasury Department and from Census Bureau data analyzed and released by Tariffs Hurt the Heartland, a lobbying coalition of manufacturing, farming and technology groups. The amount of tariffs being paid by U.S. importers has doubled since May, including an increase of more than 30% from August to October, according to the data. The sum has risen through the year as steel and aluminum tariffs were applied to imports from a growing group of countries, then surged in October, which was the first full month in which U.S. tariffs were in place on a full $250 billion of imports from China. We are now seeing the raw data behind the stories of tariff pain that are coming in from every corner of the country. Charles Bostany, the spokesman for Tariffs Hurt the Heartland, told the Wall Street Journal. American businesses, farmers, manufacturers, and consumers are suffering under the weight of the current tariffs and are reeling from the continued uncertainty over whether they will be increased even further. Arrest of powerful Chinese tech exec not exactly inspiring U.S. business people to take any trips to the PRC. https://twitter.com/jraid/status/1071045202822004736 On Friday, prosecutors in Canada, whose government arrested Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou on the request of the United States, alleged that the tech executive participated in a scheme to trick American financial institutions into making transactions that violated United States sanctions against Iran. Earlier in the week, the company said it was not aware of any wrongdoing by Ms. Meng. If I was a U.S. tech executive, James A. Lewis, the director of the technology program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, told the New York Times, "I wouldn't go to China for a while. It's a Christmas miracle. If this doesn't put you in a festive mood, nothing will. Grabbing groceries by land is for peasants." Bites and more by the shore, the world's first floating supermarket, was recently unveiled in Dubai and will serve people on yachts, sailboats, jet skis and other watercraft who don't feel like going back to the city to buy groceries. While most yacht owners were probably already sending their staff to fetch groceries rather than leaving the boat themselves, it's nice to know they won't have to spare someone running to land who could otherwise be distributing champagne. Elsewhere, U.S. pursued Huawei CFO's arrest despite risk to trade talks with Xi. Bloomberg, Altria makes a $1.8 billion bet on weed. Bloomberg, Lance Armstrong is poised to become a billionaire despite doping downfall. NYP, U.S. adds below forecast 155,000 jobs as wage gain misses. Bloomberg, the never-ending turnaround of Credit Suisse. Bloomberg, Elon Musk tells 60 Minutes he has no idea how to smoke weed. Mashable, Trump blasts Tillerson as dumb as a rock after former secretary criticizes president. NYT, Germantown installs Elvis-themed crossing signals. UPI, Ohio State gets special vending machine selling bacon for $1. Guardian, more great stories from Vanity Fair, inside the strange world of conservative college women, the paradox of George H.W. Bush. What it's really like to be part of it. Migrant Caravan, the miseducation of Sheryl Sandberg. See our list of the top unconventional heroes and newsmakers of 2018. Looking for more? Sign up for our Daily Hive newsletter and never miss a story.